One of the reasons that most people will not be successful is because they won't even allow themselves to have a successful mindset. They can't even visualize it. One thing that I've learned is if you can't visualize it in your mind, you will never hold it in your hand until you can put yourself in that position, in that car, in that house, on that trip, with that girl, whatever it is. Unless you can visualize it, you're not going to allow yourself subconsciously to have it or to do the actions that are going to get you to that point. You have to stop listening to the naysayers in your life. Way too many times people are listening to coworkers, families, poor people, broke people, divorced people for relationship advice. You have to knock that off. I used to do that. I used to just listen to everything from everybody when I was at work. And then finally I realized this guy's giving me financial advice, but he lives in a trailer in an RV park. Do I want to be like that? No. This guy's giving me advice about marriage, but he's been divorced twice and he's paying 3 different women child support. Should I be listening to him? No. Everybody's so worried about, oh, don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Don't, just live within your means. Who's Jones? I want to be Jones. I want people to be trying to keep up with me. I want to live up to my full potential. And if I think I can do more, I'm not going to listen to anybody else tell me just chill out. Don't try to keep up with the Jones. No, I'm going to do the best that I can in this life because I get one shot. But that's people's pacifier. That's the pacification. They're like, don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Just keep doing what you're doing and living your mediocre life and don't worry about what these other people are doing. Dude, if I see somebody driving a nice car, I'm going to want that too. If I see somebody living in a nice house, I'm going to be like, how did that guy get to do that? I want to do that too. I was working in Rancho Santa Fe, California, one of the richest areas in California, at least Southern California. Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Range Rovers, G-Wagons, Porsches, all day long on the road, driving by me on the job site. And I would have these guys next to me holding a shovel going, rich a-hole, like spitting on the ground. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? Like, that guy doesn't have a shovel in his hand and he doesn't drive a beat up Honda Civic like you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I drive a beat up 97 Ford pickup. I don't want to drive that thing that leaves me stranded on the side of the road on my way home from work sometimes. I want to be driving that because that thing has air conditioning, leather seats, a warranty. It turns some heads when you drive by. Like, if somebody else has done it, I want to be able to do it. I don't call it keeping up with the Joneses. I call it living up to your full potential. And that requires stretching. You have to put your back up against the wall sometimes. You have to push yourself. I live in a big, beautiful house now. I drive a nice car. My wife drives a nice car. We take cool trips. If the only thing that those things did for us was prove that we were able to get to a certain level, and then let's say we lost everything, it was all worth it because we proved to ourselves, hey, we can get to this level and maintain it. We can do it again, even if we lost it. It's not a flex. It's just trying to live up to our full potential. Like if I have the potential to go live in an even bigger house, do you think I'm just going to choose not to? No, I'm going to level up. If I have the potential to get into a different type of car, a Lamborghini, a Rolls Royce, like a McLaren, something else, something faster, something louder, something cooler that I admire, am I just going to stop myself and say, oh, I don't need to keep up with the Joneses. Like those things aren't even that cool anyways. No, I'm going to pursue that. But people, the common brain can't fathom that, can't understand that because they're so focused on don't keep up with the Joneses, live within your means, just be happy with the job that you have. Oh, I'm so concerned with the price of milk and gas nowadays. Life is really hard. That's their mindset. Now, those things that they're saying sound good. Live within your means, be happy with what you have. I agree that you should be smart when it comes to money. I agree that you should live within your means for a time. I believe that you should grow where you're planted. So what I mean by that is if you have a certain job, instead of being the negative person that comes in disgruntled and I just can't wait to quit my 9-to-5, you can't do that. You need to have a positive mindset and understand and have gratitude for the fact that A, you were born in America, if you're American and you were watching this. You probably applied for that job. You're probably making more money at that job than you were at the job previous. You probably dreamed about having that job. You need to be grateful for the fact that you have it and you need to grow where you're planted. You need to be able to have a good attitude. You need to be able to be in a good mood. You need to be able to perform well at that job while you are building something on the side. That's what helped me become successful. I would show up to the construction job that I was trying to get out of, but I would show up with a smile on my face and I would do a damn good job at work. As frustrated as I was on the way home from that job a lot of times, like, dude, I can't wait until I can quit. How am I going to make more money to finally get out of this someday? I maintained a positive mindset and I understood the fact that I'm blessed to have this job because it's a better job than a lot of other people have, even though I'm not satisfied with it because I know my potential is higher. I just maintained that state of gratitude and understanding, but I also had to realize that I was the one that put myself there. I was living my dream life. I was living the life that I dreamed about and that I manifested for myself by my actions and by what I thought I was capable of. Straight up. That's what you're doing right now. You are living the life of your dreams because that's as far as your dreams allowed you to go. Is it the life that you really ultimately want to live? Probably not. But are you allowing yourself to visually be there? Are you following the steps to become somebody that's worthy of doing something else? Are you developing the skill set that's going to get you into the position where you can quit that job and then go out and live like the life of your dreams instead of the life that you dreamed of, the life that you chose for yourself that you're living right now? That's why a lot of people aren't going to be successful. They won't even allow themselves to get there visually. They won't allow themselves to dream. Like what I've noticed is like when we hit our 20s, we get that job out of high school, maybe we work at a couple places, we get locked into a career, and then we stop dreaming. The dreams die. We get married, we have fun, we have some kids, but the work and the self-development, all the work on ourselves just stops. People stop working out, they stop eating clean, they stop dreaming about that next step. Like when you were 16, I bet you had way different dreams than where you're at right now. I bet when you met your spouse, you were buying them flowers and getting them cards and writing them love letters and dating them and doing all these different things. That stops. We become comfortable, we become complacent. So the way that we interact with our spouse, the way that we interact with our kids, the dreams that we have of what our future could look like, they all die. We just get comfortable and we start living the same day on repeat over and over and over. And subconsciously, that tears people down. If you want to be successful and live a better life, you have to live a life by design. You have to grab life by the balls and choose the direction that it's going to go. Otherwise, somebody else is going to choose the direction that you're going for you. And it's going to be in the form of an employer. It's going to be in the form of circumstances that you find yourself in. It's going to be in the form of your spouse because you don't actually wear the pants in the family and they're starting to make all the decisions. And maybe they're not the best decisions for your family, but you've already given up that authority and that power. You have to take back that authority and that power, especially as a man. You need to start living life by design and choosing where you're going. The best thing that could happen to you in some cases is that you lose your job. The best thing is to get fired in some cases. In other cases, the best thing that could happen to you is that you get broken up with by your girlfriend or your boyfriend. They leave you. When you hit that bottom point, when you hit that rock bottom point, the only place to go is up. A lot of people are in situations that are bad, a bad relationship or a bad job or a bad scenario, but it's not bad enough that they're willing to make a change. So the best thing that happens is they lose their job and they have to go find something else. They lose that girlfriend or that boyfriend and then they have to go on and A, learn how to live with themselves and be okay with themselves again, work on themselves. But then B, it gives them the opportunity to go and actually find a good spouse or a better situation. That's why people stay in abusive relationships. It's not quite bad enough to get them to want to fully run away. And they've convinced themselves that no, he really loves me. This is okay. This is an okay situation for me to be in. The same thing can be said for your job. It could be a horrendous job with horrible working hours, a horrible work environment, a very negative work environment, but it's just comfortable enough that you're not willing to actually make the change. I hope if that's you, you get fired from your job, your girlfriend leaves you, whatever needs to happen, you get sick and you go to the hospital and then you finally realize, okay, I actually need to take my health seriously because without it, I have nothing else. Sometimes that rock bottom is the best thing that can happen to you. But a lot of people won't become successful because that rock bottom never comes. They just live in that comfort zone for the rest of their lives. They wake up one day when they're 50, 60, 70 years old and go, damn, I blew it. I could have done so much better. I've never been to prison. I don't have some crazy prison story or addiction story, but I was stuck in prison right up here because I knew that my potential was greater than what I was outputting, doing the job that I was doing, working the career that I was working. That was the prison that I trapped myself in for 10 or 15 years. And if you're somebody that knows that their potential is higher than what they're currently using it for, what they're currently doing, then you know the frustration that comes with that. It sucks. It's a horrible feeling. I hated that feeling and knowing like I wasn't living up to my full potential. I knew I had more in me. And when I started my business and I started building myself, my body, my mind through self-development, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to training super hard 6 days a week, really locking in my macros and eating well, building my business, finally starting to make a little bit of extra money and actually having something productive that I could put all my extra time, effort, energy, and attention into, that's when I started to feel successful. That's when things changed for me. I wasn't making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I was making a couple extra $100 or $1,000. But the thing that it did for me was it gave me an outlet and it gave me something to start building. That's when I truly felt successful. I would roll into work and I would see 100 other guys invest in hard hats. Didn't matter how clean or dirty they were, I knew I'm putting in more work on myself than any of these other guys are. Project managers, superintendents, foremen, other operators, laborers, I would roll up onto the job and I would say, none of these guys meal prepped. None of these guys went to the gym this morning. None of these guys have a six-pack. None of these guys have a side hustle where they're bringing in an extra couple $1,000s a month. Nobody does. That was the mindset shift for me when I finally felt successful. It wasn't the house, it wasn't the car, it wasn't any of that. It came way before that through self-development. That was the foundation. And I guarantee if I wasn't getting up as early, if I wasn't training as hard or as often as I was, if I wasn't eating clean and staying locked in, I would not have felt that. I would not have been able to grow myself or my business the way that I did. So a couple key takeaways. If you want to be successful, you need to live life by design. You need to have a plan for where you want to go. Stop living the same day on repeat and expecting things to change. You need to stop listening to other people that are not in a position that you want to be in. If they aren't in a position that you want to be in, do not listen to their advice. You always have to consider the source. You always have to look at the results that they have to show for the life that they've lived. Do they have the money? Do they have the relationships? Do they act a certain way? Do they have the things to show that they've lived life a certain way and you envy what they have? You have to be able to visualize what you want and put yourself there mentally, whether you journal about it, whether you have a vision board or you have pictures taped to the bathroom mirror of the house you want to live in, the trip you want to take, the car you want to drive, the body that you want to have. You have to be able to visualize it because if you can't see it, you'll never have it. Stop worrying about keeping up with the Joneses. You need to try to become Jones. You need to be the Joneses. You need to be the person that people are trying to catch up to. And honestly, it doesn't matter about other people. The biggest thing is that you are better than you were yesterday every day. Every day we get 1% better. That is the route to success. But what's not going to get you there is continuing to chase women, drink alcohol, do drugs, waste your money on scratchers or dumb pay-per-view football games, fights, whatever it is, all these things that are distracting you from your purpose and from the dream outcome that you want. You need to cut the distractions, cut those limitations, cut the limiting beliefs. That's where success is going to come from. And number 5 or 4 or whatever number I'm on, if you truly, truly want to build the foundation to success, if you want to build that strong mind that's capable of the visualization that I'm talking about, if you want to have a strong body that's built for longevity so that you're not going to wind up with health problems when you're 40 or 50 years old, if you want to truly build yourself and start from the beginning where I think that you should start, I have a program where I teach you fitness, I teach you nutrition, how to eat, how to fuel your body, and how to fuel your mind properly for success. We meet weekly, we talk about mindset, we talk about relationships, we talk about wealth. I share all the knowledge that I have up here that I've built over the years to where I've built a multi-six-figure business. I get to live in this big house and provide all these things to my family because of the foundation that I built in fitness, nutrition, and because of my mindset. If you want to be able to provide that for your family and you want to make those changes in your life, click the link in the description. You'll be taken to a page that has a short video that explains my program. I've got client transformations and testimonials on there. Check it out. If you want to apply, click the button on that page. You can fill out an application. You can talk to myself or my team, a free discovery call, and just see if the program is right for you and if we can actually help you. If that's the case and we can help you, let's lock in, let's change your life. I changed mine. I know that I can help you change yours.